I'm TrickNeal from GameShout.com. I recently sat down with 2K Games' The Da Vinci Code. I read the book by Dan Brown a few years ago, and I've been looking forward to the film, so I was really excited to get my hands on this game and refresh my memory of this story. The story revolves around two main characters, Robert Langdon and Sophie Nouveau. Robert Langdon is a symbologist, and Sophie Nouveau is a cryptologist with the French police. The story begins when Langdon is called to the Louvre as the principal suspect for the murder of the museum's curator, who turns out to be Sophie's estranged grandfather. Of course, Sophie doesn't believe Langdon is the culprit because her grandfather left all these elaborate clues as to why he was murdered, and Langdon seems to be the only one who could help solve the case.
It's a pentacle, one of the oldest symbols on Earth, used over 4,000 years before Christ.
Alright, I guess this is a good point to come out and say this story is a little hokey. It's full of action and mind-bending puzzles, but when you get down to it, Dan Brown just wanted to write a book talking about the theory that Jesus might have had sex. So as long as you can look past some major absurdities in the story, you should enjoy the aspect of the game that's just about getting you through this actual story. Now, the Da Vinci Code, it's a puzzle adventure game with a little combat action thrown in. As a puzzler, it's great. The cryptograms and substitution ciphers and the general story-driven puzzles are a lot of fun. Even if most of them aren't really that hard because you already read all the answers in the book. And that's probably what makes this game playable despite its flaws, because the book read like an adventure game, and it's fun to take control of the lead characters and actually play through the story. Now, as for the combat in the game, well, let's just say there's absolutely no need for it. The controls, the animation, the entire combat system, none of it enjoyable. First of all, when you're exploring museums and tombs and the like, you can sneak around to avoid police or crazy monks. Or you can run for short periods of time before your character starts panting like a fat kid in gym class. Now, while the sneaking seems like a worthwhile mode of transportation, it's just too slow. So you'll probably end up just running around and allowing the enemies to find you. Now, once an enemy spots you, you can take a swing at them, which will instantly lock you into a grapple with them. Once you've grappled with an enemy, all you need to do is hit a series of buttons, kind of like a mini-game, to either evade their attack or to attack them or throw them into a nearby wall. The problem is when you take a swing, most of the time you just throw a giant haymaker that completely misses your target, or whichever character you are controlling will end up getting in the middle of your fight, or while you're fighting one enemy, another enemy will come over and interrupt you. And as if all that wasn't bad enough, can someone explain to me how a nerdy symbologist apparently got a black belt in judo and nobody bothered mentioning it in the story? Aesthetically, it's a visually well done game. While character models are very rough and unattractive, the artwork and architecture are fantastic. I just wish you could zoom in on the Mona Lisa while you're in the Louvre. It sounds okay, it's nothing spectacular, nothing horrid. So, what we've got here is a great puzzle game that's been nearly ruined by tying it into a popular book and movie in the hopes that people will be duped into spending more money on this franchise. Now, if you like puzzles, go ahead and give it a try, but if you like the book or movie, stick with those versions of the story, because while you expect an interactive movie, you just end up with a lot of hassle and a guy who tries to impersonate Tom Hanks.
Ah, this is the number I'm supposed to call.
All in all, the game's not a complete waste of time. If you can look past the combat system, it's a pretty decent puzzler, but unfortunately things just move along a little too slowly. I have to give it a 5.5 out of 10. And that concludes our video review of Da Vinci Code. Be sure to stop by GameShout.com for this review and much more. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.